Have you ever wondered if it's actually possible to heal your body just by thought alone? Not with medication, not with surgery, just pure intention. It sounds like science fiction, right? But that's exactly the kind of mind-bending world Dr. Joe Dispenza walks us into in Becoming Supernatural. And here's what's wild. He's not just talking in metaphors or feel-good quotes. He's laying down real scientific data, brain scans, heart coherence studies, and he's doing it all while telling stories that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. Now imagine this. A woman who was told she had only months to live because of terminal cancer. She's lying in bed, absolutely defeated. But instead of giving up, she starts doing something radical. She begins visualizing herself fully healed, every day, with deep emotion. Weeks pass, her scans improve. Months later, no trace of cancer. That's just one story. There are dozens more. People healing from chronic pain, anxiety, even rare neurological disorders, without ever touching a pill. Sounds unbelievable? That's the whole point. Joe Dispenza doesn't want you to believe blindly, he wants you to experience it. Now here's where it gets really fascinating. Dispenza explains how our thoughts aren't just these fluffy little things floating around, they're actual electrical signals that can rewire the brain and recondition the body. He says most people wake up and immediately start rehearsing their past. Same emotions, same routines, same memories. And without realizing it, they're recreating the same future. Ever feel like you're stuck in a loop? Like no matter what you try, you end up in the same emotional patterns, the same setbacks? That's exactly what he means. Your body becomes addicted to stress hormones, and your subconscious keeps dragging you back to the familiar, even if it's painful. But here's the kicker. Once you understand this loop, you can break it. Dispenza calls it the gap between who you are and who you want to be. And to cross it, he introduces this wild concept, stepping into the quantum field. Now don't let that term scare you. It's not just woo-woo spirituality. He's actually talking about real quantum physics. A field of infinite potential where your focused thoughts and elevated emotions can create real change in your life. It's like placing an emotional order with the universe, and if you're aligned, mentally, emotionally, energetically, it gets delivered. But not overnight. Not like magic. It takes discipline, daily practice, and a deep shift in your identity. And here's something surprising. Joe isn't just pulling this from theory. His own story is insane. In 1986, he was hit by a truck during a triathlon. His spine was shattered. The doctors said surgery was the only option if he ever wanted to walk again. But he refused. Instead, he lay still for 12 weeks and visualized each vertebra healing, moment by moment. He imagined it so vividly, so consistently, that eventually he did walk again. No surgery, no brace, just pure intention. That's when he knew this wasn't just about healing. It was about becoming supernatural. Now let's talk about meditation, because that's the foundation of everything in this book. But not the kind where you just sit and breathe. Dispenza's meditations are experiences. He teaches people how to move their awareness out of the physical body, beyond time, beyond identity, into a realm where they can create from pure consciousness. Sounds abstract? Picture this: a man with severe PTSD, unable to sleep, tormented by his past. He attends one of Joe's retreats, starts doing these meditations every day, sometimes crying, sometimes shaking, as years of trauma leave his nervous system. By the end of the retreat, he's sleeping like a baby. His anxiety? Gone. His joy? Restored. It's powerful stuff. And it's not just about healing the body. Becoming supernatural is also about manifesting abundance, love, purpose, whatever you truly desire. But here's the twist. It's not about wanting something and begging the universe to give it to you. It's about becoming the version of you who already has it. You want to attract love? Don't sit there waiting for someone to save you. Instead, start feeling what love would feel like every single day, as if it's already real. And when your heart is filled with that emotion, guess what happens? You start drawing people, opportunities, synchronicities into your life that match that frequency. It's almost eerie how precise it gets. But let me tell you something even more mind-blowing. Dispenza has measured this. In his workshops, people wear brainwave monitoring devices, and their heart coherence is tracked. Some enter states so elevated that their bodies start producing chemicals of deep healing: melatonin, oxytocin, even stem cells. There are videos of people with Parkinson's suddenly regaining smooth control of their limbs. People crying uncontrollably as years of grief dissolve in seconds. This is where science meets the soul. And just when you think this is all about inner work, Dispenza takes it a step further. He starts talking about changing your energy to change your reality. He says every thought has a frequency. Every emotion sends out a signal. So when you're constantly thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "life is hard," guess what kind of situations you attract? The same ones over and over. But the moment you shift your emotional baseline, from fear to gratitude, from lack to abundance, your external world has to respond. Not maybe, not eventually. It has to. Because you're no longer broadcasting desperation, you're emitting power. Now you might be wondering, does this mean I can just sit on my couch and think happy thoughts, and my life will magically change? Not exactly. Dispenza is clear. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about embodied transformation. You feel your way into a new state of being, and then you take aligned action from that state. The meditation gets you into coherence. But the new you? That's who has to show up in real life. In your job, in your relationships, in your choices. So what happens when thousands of people begin doing this together, in the same room at the same time? That's what happens at Joe's advanced retreats. And what they witness is nothing short of miraculous. People levitating? But emotional release on a mass scale. Spontaneous healings. Bursts of inspiration that lead to new careers, reconciled families, total life transformations. And all of it backed by hard data. EEGs, HRVs, blood samples. He's not just making claims, he's proving them. But here's the part that really makes you stop and think. Joe says that the biggest obstacle to becoming supernatural is being too human, too stuck in your story, too committed to your past pain. And let's be honest, we all do this, don't we? We hold on to guilt, shame, resentment like it's part of our identity. We say things like, "That's just how I am," or "I've always had bad luck," as if these are fixed truths. But they're not. They're just rehearsed thoughts. And the moment you stop rehearsing them, they lose their power. Now imagine waking up one morning and instead of reaching for your phone or checking the news, you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and choose how you want to feel. You decide, today, I am abundant. I am grateful. I am calm. Not because your external life changed, but because you changed. That's the revolution Joe is talking about. Shifting from being a victim of your circumstances to becoming the creator of your destiny. One of the most striking ideas in the book is this: your body is your unconscious mind. Every time you feel an emotion, your body memorizes it. And over time, if you keep feeling fear or sadness, it becomes your default setting. So changing your life means changing your emotions first. That's why Dispenza puts so much emphasis on elevated emotions, gratitude, love, awe. These aren't just nice feelings. They're healing chemicals. They're the doorway to the quantum field. And the more you feel them, the more your body starts believing that your new future is already happening. Let me paint a picture for you. There's a woman named Tara. She had been through a traumatic divorce, was battling fibromyalgia, and was drowning in debt. She attends one of Joe's events, not expecting much, just curious. But she decides to go all in. She does the meditations every morning. She journals like her life depends on it. She starts seeing herself, not as a broken woman, but as a radiant, healed version of herself. Fast forward 6 months. Her symptoms? Gone. Her energy? Through the roof. And here's the kicker. She lands a dream job that pays double what she used to make. Coincidence? Maybe. But Joe would say it's coherence. And if you're wondering, how do I even begin? Joe gives you the tools. He breaks it down. There's the blessing of the energy centers meditation, where you learn to align your body's energy like tuning an instrument. There's walking meditation, where you literally walk into a new future by embodying that elevated state. He even talks about heart-brain coherence, getting your heart and brain to sync up like two dancers moving to the same rhythm. When that happens, your body becomes a magnet for miracles. This isn't just about meditating on a mountaintop. It's about becoming so aware of your inner world that your outer world starts to reflect it. It's about turning your pain into power, your chaos into clarity, your fear into fuel. And not just once, every day, until the supernatural becomes natural. By the end of the book, you realize something incredible. You've been walking around with a superpower this whole time, and you didn't even know it. Your thoughts create. Your emotions magnetize. Your intention shapes reality. You're not a prisoner of your biology. You're not bound by your past. You are a creator. And the moment you decide to live like that, really live like that, everything changes. So the next time you're stuck in traffic, stressed out, replaying that same argument in your head, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what future am I broadcasting right now? Because if you don't like the answer, you can change the frequency. Right now. Right here. You don't have to wait for a diagnosis or a breakdown. You just have to decide. Who are you becoming? That's what becoming supernatural is all about. Feel like you're meant for more, but don't know how to get there? You're not alone. Every success story starts with doubt and a spark. The Self-Made Millionaire, Zero to Wealth isn't just a book. It's your roadmap to purpose, confidence, and success, built on real lessons from real millionaires. One reader said, "It didn't feel like a book. It felt like my future talking to me." Inside, you'll find the exact mindset and principles used by the world's most successful people. No fluff, just real, life-changing wisdom. Ready to take the first step? Get it 100% free. Just subscribe and comment "book" below.